I didn't even know it had 3 turbos. Interesting. So what motor is in this? I don't even know.
It's a 371 cubic inch motor.
Okay.
He used to drag race it, so.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And what year is this?
57.
It's a 57, okay. And this is a car that your father has had since it was new or something, right?
Right.
Is
that exactly?
Wow. Okay.
Purchased it brand new and fell in love with it right away, and that was it. Just hung on to it,
Wow.
Definitely. Yeah.
It is something that it kind of sat for a while.
Yeah, in the early 70s, he didn't drive it a lot. I mean, he would start it and run it and do all that, but he was buying new Cadillacs at the time, new Eldorados. So, yeah, he kept it going and running, and like I said, not driving it as much. And then by the 80s, we started getting it back on the road more, And then in 85, when I was a teenager, I was just getting ready to start driving it with him, where I could just kind of go in the residential area. It's a big thrill. So.
So did you learn to drive in this car?
Partly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
wow.
I mean, it was a thrill, and by the time I was like, I think 20 or 21, he's finally let me start taking it out on my own, which was a big deal.
Wow. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like his baby, right?
Yeah, he loved this car. I mean, and I love it as much as he did. I mean, every week when I get in here to start it to come here, I feel like I'm 16 all over again.
I bet.
First time. So
yeah,
it's a thrill. It's definitely a thrill.
And did he specifically order the color combo and like the Continental kit like on purpose? Were those things that he really like was looking for, or did he kind of go and like?
Well, honestly, as the story went, he was going to buy a 56.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the model, the car's always cheaper.
Right, yeah.
And the Oldsmobile dealer told me, he goes, why do you want to buy a 56? And he goes, well, it's cheaper and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he goes, the 57's coming out, it's going to be longer, lower. They didn't have a brochure, so he didn't even know what the car looked like. But this is the colors he ordered on the new car.
That's funny.
And usually the white is on the front and the dark color's on the back for Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
And his brother, my uncle, goes, you know what, I would flip it around and order the pink in the front, the white in the back, and see what it looks like, And so weeks went by and he didn't get his car and he was getting frustrated. So when he went back to the dealer, he said, hey, I either want my car or I want my money back. Well, they were selling new Oldsmobiles with his car. They had it in the other warehouse, and it was doing so well selling that they were lying to him, saying the car's not here yet. So when he went to go see it, he just like fell in love right away. He couldn't believe how beautiful it was.
That's really funny.
I know. So like I said, there's a million like drag racing stories with this thing. It's just that it's hysterical,
That's
my dad
funny.
lost his license many times on the street.
That's funny. So stock from the factory, like how much horsepower did this car have?
Right now with this setup, about 300 horsepower.
Oh wow.
It's got 415 foot-pounds of torque at the rear wheels. So I mean, the thing gets up and goes. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's a mover.
Yeah, interesting.
Definitely.
I know it's a big, heavy car, but that's a decent amount of horsepower, especially at the time.
Yeah, I mean, this was considered like one of the first muscle cars of the day because Richard Petty's father won the Daytona 500 in a 57 Olds.
Wow.
Yeah, Lee Petty, so.
Interesting.
And since this multiple carburation was fast, they banned it after that model year, to run at NASCAR. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, when you think about it. But, I mean, a lot of guys don't know that because there's not too many Oldsmobile people. You know your Chevys and your Fords, and hey, those are the cars of the day. But these guys are in the mix, but you just don't know,
For sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of her. Like I said,
Yeah, it's a very unique car, and the front looks kind of different, and the back is so different too because of the Continental kit.
He put that on aftermarket.
Oh, interesting. That wasn't a factory option.
You could get it from the factory, but it costs more. So he's like, you know what? I'll put it on later on. So I think about a year after he got the car, he put it on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Huh. So, but he used to drag race like this, even on the track, I got trophies with him, this car on the track, with all the Continental kit and everything, just zip down,
Just leave all the stuff on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You wouldn't take it all off, it's too much.
Yeah.
But,
it's too much work to take it all off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, she was a real mover, I mean, just the way she is. So, I mean, they used to build these big engines and put these things, so these things could get up and go.
Yeah. Can we take a look inside it too?
Absolutely.
Cool. I don't think I've ever seen inside of it actually.
Yeah, no.
Cool. I love the gauge cluster on them too.
Kind of dash, yeah, great. You can sit there, well.
I love the dash cluster on them. And is yours, you turn it to on and then you push, is it a push button or is it an actual turn on?
No, the ignition's right. You just turn the key, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know some have.
It's like, what does any of that do?
I'm just such a simple guy, you know. So now I still got the drum brakes all the way around and everything, and she stops good. Everything's like brand new. You know, I made sure everything was done over, so well, no issues. You know, you can just get in and drive it and not be like, oh, you know, I'm not afraid to drive it. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car.
Thanks. You know, I think so too. You know, the 58 came out. And 58's got all this chrome and everything. If you ever Google one, it's like they're like day and night. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, the 58's a really big car, isn't it?
Big, and it just doesn't have that feel of looking like an Oldsmobile. I restored one years ago with my dad, and I was like, it was red and white, and it looked nice, but I'm like, it just never was that appealing. I held it for about 4 years, and I just sold it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, you had one?
I had one, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I have to bring you pictures of it. It's like, it looked nice, but it's like, yeah, you know.
Huh,
It's
interesting.
just not, I mean, this has got such a sleek line. Everything flows. When you look down the side, the chrome going to the back, the roof line, everything flows to the back, you know?
Yeah.
It's all like uniform, and it just...
Yeah, I love the skirts on these too. The skirts look really nice too.
I do too, you know. Some people don't like skirts, some people like skirts. I'm like, you know what?
I think they look cool. I like them.
I do too. You know, it's not a big deal to clean the white wall. You just kind of roll the car, do half of it, and then move the car back and do the other half. It's, you know. But I mean, I've always liked the skirts. You know, I think it looks good. It looks
Yeah.
good, you know.
I think it looks great. It's a good looking car.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool too because it's kind of a cool story. Like, you know, your dad bought it new, you have it, you still drive it. I think it's kind of a cool story.
Yeah, I agree. You know, like I said, I appreciate you getting me every week. You know, when I'm coming in.
Yeah.
You know, I always
kinda
love
cool.
that. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's for me. I feel like I'm $1 million when I'm driving it. You know,
Yeah.
It's just makes you feel good, and it's like I'm just proud of it. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's part of my dad. I mean, this is the one GM car he really loved. So,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Now, is your dad still around?
Unfortunately not. If he
He's not,
was,
okay.
he believe me, he'd be telling you everything. He was so animated. He'd love to tell you all his stories about drag racing and how many times he lost his license.
Got it.
You know?
Yeah.
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 He
Well,
really
that
was.
makes it even more special. Yeah.
It does. You know, I mean, he and I used to do a lot of car cruises back in the day, the late '80s, early '90s, and a lot of fun. You know, a lot of fun car shows. And we've driven this thing to San Francisco and back, and
Wow.
done all kinds of stuff. You know,
That's cool.
so a lot of memories with Dad. So it's good. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for showing it to us, Joe. It's very cool.
Thank you.
See you, Joe.
You guys take care.